the questions I mentioned before we came on air, they're very, very wordy. So please bear with me when I kind of like get all the words out. But it's very important that we try to get to the crux of the things we're going to talk about this morning. So within every movement, by its very nature, things will change quickly and keep on evolving. And sometimes they regress as well. Now, you've been involved in animal rights for a long, long time. What changes have you, I'm not trying to imply that you're old, but you have been involved in it for quite a long time.
I am though, so don't worry about that.
So what changes have you seen, and what are your thoughts on what you've seen?
Well, I would say the movement feels different now, to be honest, Anna. It felt more communal. When I was involved with the SABs and, local groups and this kind of stuff. And there was a lot of cooperation at the grassroots level. I think some of that has gone. It's a little bit more like a bunch of businesses now in a weird way, and it's to do with marketing and branding and that kind of stuff. And there wasn't that before. It felt differently. And I think that one of the main changes is the politics in the movement, which is reflecting the changes of politics in society in general. And so I've always been interested in movement issues, as you know. And so there is a problem when, in fact, sociologists talk about this, when movements take off, become more and more popular, more and more people join, but those people joining don't have the same core values of the people who started the movement. Now, this is what's happened to the vegan movement. And so we've got a lot of people kind of on the right coming in. And the truth is that we are a left-leaning movement. If you look at the research, people tend to have liberal values. There's always been a few kind of anarchic values thrown in there. But even people like Tom Reagan talked about even the jobs, that people would have public service, rather than private sector jobs, that kind of stuff. Nurses and doctors, social workers, and a lot of women in the movement, of course, which is still the case. And as usual, the kind of feminist problem that, women's voices tend to get drowned out. And all of those issues kind of remain. But it is true that it's feeling different now. That's what I'd say. I'm a little bit pessimistic at the moment. I've got to say, But then, we do talk in sociology about movements going peaks and troughs. I think we might be in a bit of a trough now, but there's always a peak coming, so.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, that's what you got to work for, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is, exactly. It's a never-ending, ongoing job, really.